the 5th-ranked team in the land, the Georgia Bulldogs. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things started. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. This crowd trying to show them what it's going to be like all day in this house. Snap it to the back. Fights off a defender. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. Direct snap. They make the stop, but he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
Really good-looking run. You think about the legacy Alabama has at the running back position. It's ridiculous. Mark Ingram won a Heisman, obviously. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs. I'm going to go back to Sean Alexander, who I played against back in the day, too. All these guys had speed. All these guys had vision and quickness. And this guy right here, he has all of those traits himself. Just another big-time talent in the Crimson Tide backfield.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Alabama.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. He wants to change this route. And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. Line gets set, first down. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. And some room to work. Oh, he's got some space. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Yeah, and way to be creative. Way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly. Get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job. Nice play call by the offense.
The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. They'll go with a direct snap. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off to my running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. pass on the jet sweep. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all right up to the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the outside.
Got it, looking for the first down. Turning it on! And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Going with the ground game left. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Sometimes you see the offenses sort of settle in, find areas to probe after that first quarter. First play of the period will be a second down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Williams. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
Defense, what are we doing? How are you going to let that guy, one of the best receivers in the entire country, be wide open like that? You're just making it way too easy for the offense.
Alabama comes to the line with a first and goal. The offense changing the play. Snap it to the back. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. They keep pushing forward now, back to work on second and goal from the 6. Looking for a path to the end zone to the right. And he'll get this one back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther than that.
It's looking like they're going to have to throw this one in now on third down, David. And you know the execution just has to be spot on. Timing especially at the quarterback position here.
And thinking about the defense, they're aggressive in these situations. They're going to play man. They're going to play uptight on you. So I know that. Now how do I counterpunch and attack this defense?
Direct snap. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
And how about a decision time right off the jump? Fourth down. Do I want to go for it? First drive. Palmer, what you going to do?
I'm taking the points right here. It's early in the game. You're trying to pay off this opening drive. Just get some points up on the board. If it was a little closer to the end zone, I'd say maybe go for it, but I'm playing conservative on this one.
We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on fourth down. Back to pass, it's Russell. Quarterback floating away from pressure. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
And listen, I have no problem being aggressive on fourth down, but the consequences of that, now you got to have your defense go bail you out. So you started the game trying to be aggressive. Well, defense, you got to get my back down.
The Bulldogs are backed up. They can feel the shadow of their own goalpost and trying to create some room. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Right down the middle. He's got an open man. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down.
Well, and a nice job working the middle of the field. I think it's so important to keep defenses honest, and you can't just dink and dunk outside. You got to work the middle. Great job finding this wide receiver over the middle of the field.
The give out of the gun. Breaks into the open. He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance, and right here just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got it burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
The Dogs come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To throw, it's Stockton. Unloads to the wideout. Fires and picked off.
Well, the defense comes away with the pick there with their nickel personnel. I think moving forward, if you're on offense, when you see that personnel in the field, you want to run the ball against it because you got smaller guys out there. Or if you're going to throw, think about quick screens outside when you have tight ends flexed on the perimeter, bigger bodies blocking smaller guys.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
They're at their fastest tempo trying to get off this third down play. Got room to work. They'll move the chains. Good execution on third down. They've got it at the 41. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Looking to throw on first down. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving.
Man, that's so frustrating. And it happens so fast. He just pulls it down. It looks like pass. He pulls it down, and he's gone. Just like that, chewing up yards. So much speed, so hard to stop.
Just inside the 30 at the 29, it's 1st and 10. Looking for an open area to his left. A strike downfield. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. They'll immediately call timeout.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little.
Touchdown tie! They punctuate the chance with a trip to the end zone.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
When you only got a few yards to go, I love when you get the ball on the perimeter. Defense is all crowded inside, tight, pitching on the outside. Running back does the rest. Nice play call.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. Nice return there, and he'll be dragged down at the 34. Enough time to get off a play before we head to halftime. This defense will try to keep everything in front. Looking for a man. It's Stockton. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
This is going to be a tough situation for the offense here. Late in the first half, they're trying to find a way to generate some points before going into the locker room, but the defense is ready for it. So the windows are not going to be very big, especially when you're trying to attack vertically like they did on that last one.
He's going for a big play downfield. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. I guess they're trying to send a message to start this second half, lined up for an onside kick. And in that scramble, they're going to come out of there with the football, and they get the onside kick and take possession right back. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Got a man. It's Miller. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down mark.
Guys out of the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football. You can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on it.
They'll go with a direct snap. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in the second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call.
Timeout, Alabama.
They'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10. Wants to throw. It's Russell. Using the quick game. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on 2nd and short. Wants to go up top. Now rolling to the left. Outside the pocket, lets it go. Right through his hands and incomplete, and he'll want that one back. It'll be 3rd down.
Ooh, there's an example, Jesse, of a receiver making his quarterback look bad. Most of the time, they make it look good and cover up for him. All those balls y'all don't throw online, but oof, that would hit him in a pretty good spot. He needs to come down with that.
The dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on 3rd down. And from this angle, I don't think he got the first down. The defense won at the line of scrimmage. It's 4th down, and they can make the field goal from here, but it looks as if they're going to leave the offense out there. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, Alabama.
They were unfazed by that earlier 4th down failure and will try for a 2nd time in this one. Scrambling away. He'll pull it down and run. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And this offense, they don't want a field goal. You can tell they want a touchdown. They want points. 4th down, going for it. And how about the QB, man? How about the poise? Dropping back to throw the football. Nah, it's not open. Nothing there I don't feel comfortable with. But he absolutely pulls the trigger, makes the decision, tucks it, and gets the big 4th down conversion.
They'll go to the toss. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
Welcome to Austin, Texas, and DKR, home of the Texas Longhorns. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 22nd ranked team in the land, the Texas Longhorns. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. And the Longhorns will kick it away to start. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Snap it to the back. He never had a chance to get it to the edge at first play of the game, and you're already behind the sticks.
And a great job by the defense seeing it. They knew the ISO was coming right downhill. They went, man, you got to go meet that guy in the backfield, meet those pullers in the backfield, make that thing go out wide where it's not supposed to go. Then the defense swarms to the football, gets the tackle for a loss.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. But jet sweep pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they love.
First thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job by the defense understanding it, seeing it, rallying to it, and tackling that guy for a loss.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. He'll get rid of it. Complete on the comeback. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
Well, I think on that play you saw why this guy's such a big weapon in this offense. At receiver, he does such a nice job with his routes. He's patient, and he's consistent, and he's got good hands. You don't see him put a lot of balls on the ground. Nice job there picking up the first down.
To the air, it's Russell. Got his man on the right. There he goes.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Alabama rolling quickly downfield, set up with another first down. Looking to throw on first down. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. The sure hands, it's Miller. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
And I like what the quarterback did to finish the run. He buys a little bit of time, scrambles out to his left, and as a right-handed quarterback, you really understand you got to square those shoulders while you're running, which can be difficult if you want to throw an accurate throw like you did right there.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Makes the grab, it's Miller. He makes the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a first down.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
using his legs. It's Young. He works his way down to the 30-yard line before he stopped a gain of 3.
That's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Rides to back and leaves it. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Alabama facing fourth down as we open play here in the second quarter. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Fires downfield. Drop the football and they'll turn it over on downs. The decision to go for it does not pan out.
Hey, you come out early in the game, you're trying to send a message to your team that you're confident, you believe in them to convert these fourth downs. You didn't get that one, but don't let it be a detriment moving forward. You want to stay aggressive, be that way throughout the course of the game.
Dropping back, it's Manning. Bringing the heat. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And this offensive line's got to do a little better job, man. You've got to give your quarterback time to go through his progressions, from go to 1 to 2, and then maybe make a play. And he goes off of his first target, and you could tell he did not have much time getting hit as he's trying to throw the football. You've got to protect your quarterback.
He hurls one deep down the left side. He's got it up to 20. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. They say it's still a game of field position, and that last one just flipped this baby. They've got it 1st and 10 in the red zone. Give to the running back. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. The Longhorns want to pick up the tempo.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Knocked away, incomplete, and quarters get tight in the red zone.
Really nice 3rd down sub-defense there that time. It's 3rd and long. They're expecting pass, and they're mixing up their looks. They're trying to change the picture pre-snap to post-snap to confuse the quarterback, now forcing the incompletion, setting up 4th.
It is perfect. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
This is a team that really prides themselves on starting fast. We've seen that before, and here they are playing at home today. Nice job on the opening drop. Lots of poise, good emotion. They don't get the touchdown they would have liked, but they kick a nice field goal. They've got the lead. Head coach has to be happy.
Leaves it with the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride in stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. Might be changing the route. Motion from the wide receiver. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Out across the 30, steps out of bounds at the 31-yard line as they try to put something together.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
Well, they're trying to go with the QB design run, but nice job defensively. They were not fooled by it. They were physical up front. Guys defeating blocks, able to get that tackle for loss.
Down to 2 minutes to play. We'll take the timeout. They'll talk it over. A chance to tie or even take the lead before the break. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. They'll force him out of bounds after a solid pickup on the play. The Tide with the 1st and 10. Little touch pass to the receiver. Slithers into space. He gets it up to the 44-yard line. He'll be marked out of bounds right there as this offense continues to roll.
Listen, they didn't get the huge play off of that, but I love the ability to show that and be able to show plays off of that jet motion and just show them you're willing to complete it. But, get those little chunks at a time. It doesn't have to always be a home run. That's still a successful play.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Horns up and ready to hook him. Serious noise on 3rd down in DKR. Direct snap. Finds a little space. They stop him again, and not only that, they've made this 4th down that much harder. Well, it just seems as if that ISO play just never really had a chance to develop.
Yeah, but if I'm that running back, good Lord, I'm looking for something. There wasn't any space on the inside, so he tried to bounce it outside and try to make a hole, but sometimes you just run that thing downhill, lower your shoulder, try to get a yard or two, and you bounce it outside, you get a loss and put your offense in a worse situation.
Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Wanting to move the chains. Here comes Alabama on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. Pulls it in, it's Miller. Will not get there. A 4th down stop.
And what a job by this defense. Early in the game, you want to set the tone. You want to set your offense up as much as you can. And here in the first half now, giving the ball back to them on their side of the field, shutting the 4th down conversion down, sending a message to this offense.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. The Longhorns will hustle to the line. That's caught. It's Lockett. Just plowing ahead. Guided out of bounds at the 22. Good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
Excellent throw by the quarterback. Found the window between the zones and then delivered the ball on time.
The inside handoff.
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more. But sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
And he'll just get rid of that one.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Balls and fired complete. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
Timeout, Texas.
And now on 4th down, they'll try a field goal. He's already put 3 on the board earlier, this time a 38-yard try. It is good. The lead now 6 here in the second.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on when you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kid, nice job.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Just enough time for one final play in this half. To the air, it's Russell. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Can't find a receiver, and down goes the quarterback. A sack to punctuate this first half. Start the second half. Alabama will kick it off. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They'll open this third quarter with a run. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
The pull and throw off the RPO. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
When we see another catch by this guy, this defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
The offense lines up at the 41 with a 1st and 10. The give on the inside. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they want to come out and try to get the run game established, but up front defensively, they made a play. They gave up nothing on that one.
Got to find some breathing room if you're going to establish yourself on the ground, and there wasn't any that time.
Yeah, Reese, I wonder now if this offense is maybe going to try to get to the perimeter of the field and see if they can use their speed to hurt this defense.
Handoff from the gun. Lining off the defender. Gets it past the marker. They finally get him stopped, but this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Dropping back, it's Manning. Pocket breaking down. Grabs it inside the 15. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
No touchdowns yet, but that may change very soon after that long completion by the offense. Really great route, and a nice job of looking that one in. He set his offense up now in the red zone. They're looking to score some points.
The explosive play set the table. Now they got to serve the feast. Trying to pound it in. Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him.
Here's the thing. I know this guy's not going to win the Heisman Trophy, but he's a pretty talented football player that's made big plays for this offense in the past. They have not had any success when they've given him chances so far in this game. In the third quarter, you're getting a little nervous, I think, if you're the head coach, because he's a guy you need to have success if you're going to win.
Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. After getting stuffed, what do they have for an answer here on 3rd and goal from the 2? They'll try to blast their way in. Fighting his way for every inch, but he still needs a few more. He stops short of the goal line. The defense going to stop the clock for the timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. So they've got the lead. They can make it a 2-score game with a chip shot field goal, but instead, the offense is out there on 4th down. He'll keep it on the sneak. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
Man, you feel pretty good about a quarterback sneak most of the time. Such a short yardage play. I just got to find a little crease and get through it. But this defense was more than ready for it. Built that wall up front. Nowhere to go, no push, big stop by the D.
And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. Guys, it is Texas who holds the lead. And sitting in a good spot as we wrap up the 3rd. Let's take a look at our game stats while we have a break in the action. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. They had a chance to mull things over. Let's see how they start the final period here on 2nd down. They'll go with a direct snap. Not much movement there. It's a gain of 1, gets him out to the 5.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Looking to pass. It's Russell. Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the 2nd half, but we saw them try to go for it on 4th down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
It's a 1-score game late, and they've got to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Fires on the move. He makes the catch. Well, they just drained all the suspense out of the 4th down conversion, moving the chains easily.
And, man, this offense needed that. They've got to get it going. That clock is ticking. They've got 0 points on the game. They've got to put a couple of plays together. There's play number 1. Let's see if they can get a streak going, get down the field, and put some points on the scoreboard.
A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
The number 1 goal for this defense coming into this game was shut this running back down. And I got to be honest, there were a lot of people on the outside didn't think they could get it done, but they're proving everybody wrong. Tremendous effort. They're playing with a chip on their shoulder. This guy's one of the best in the nation. He's had 0 impact in this game.
To the air on 2nd down. Grab near the marker. It's Williams. Oh, he's got some space. And I wasn't sure they were going to be able to catch him. They finally did, but they gave up a huge play.
How nice is it as a quarterback when you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
Scanning the field, it's Russell. Quarterback just flat, missed it, incomplete.
There's a lot of QBs that when they get hit, and when they get hurried, and when they get pressured, they become very average. Really nice job by the defense, pressuring the quarterback.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and time is of the essence for this offense to get things done. DKR heating up and trying to make third down impossible here. From the gun, wants to pass. Lets it go to the end zone. Give him 6. Touchdown, Bama!
And such a great job by the offense, able to execute there and score a touchdown late in this game. You know, you try to simulate that in practice, but you just can't do it. Guys are going to have to step up when it matters the most under the bright lights, and they did it there. 1 point away from taking the lead.
They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. A huge point after this for the lead. And it's good, and now the defense will try to hang on to this lead.
Alabama 7, Texas 6.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
Well, here we are late in the game, and this secondary, they are still covering. They forced the QB to hold on to it, and then he bailed out, trying to buy himself more time. Because he couldn't get rid of...
Turning it on! That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
Now he's going to break the pocket. Connection to the right. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Longhorns come to the line with a new set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. He wants to take the top off. He's got it. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Here's the handoff. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call.
And this offense tries to run, and unsuccessfully. Nice defense up front. Nice job playing the run and the pass in a passing-type situation. Offense, they've got to get a little bit aggressive here. They need points on the board late.
I absolutely hate that play call. At this point of the game, you're trailing, you're trying an outside run. It's a slow-developing play, eating up seconds. And if you're going to do that, at least you have to be able to get out of bounds. He wasn't able to do it, and now the clock is ticking and ticking away. That is just not the right play call in this 2-minute situation.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
They get the timeout, and the clock reads 3 seconds.
Timeout, Texas.
This game will come down to this, a field goal try to save them. And it all comes down to this, make or miss, win or lose. Splits the uprights, good. And they've regained the lead. Guys, if you want to go strictly by the rankings, I guess this was an upset, but to my eyes, we saw two really good teams slug it out, and one of them came out on top.
Yeah, two really good teams. And that's a reason why they're both ranked. They're both really good. And I tell you what, getting this win proves something to everyone else now. Like, I was ranked below this squad. You beat a team that's ranked above you. Now you start to climb up the charts, build some momentum. This squad's about to get some more respect, Palmer.
I think good teams find ways to win games, especially in a game like this. Two ranked opponents, evenly matched. Who's going to be able to make the plays when it matters the most? You got to give this team credit. This is a big win. It's impressive, and now they get to move up the rankings.
That will put the wrap on things from here for David Pollack and Jesse. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on a fellow SEC opponent, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Hold and fire complete. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
The quick passing game does several things. One, it doesn't let the pass rush get you. Those great defensive linemen, the ball's coming out so fast they can't get there. And then what else? It gets me ahead of the sticks. I don't have to worry about getting long yardage and predictable situations.
And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Caught close to the marker, it's Anderson. And he'll be marked down, but he's got enough to move the chains. The Tigers want to crank the tempo. Looking for a man, it's Nussmeier. He's got it inside the 15. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. And it feels good to land that first big punch against a rival, doesn't it?
No doubt. In a game like this, too, you just want to be executing it at a high level early. So, David, that's got to feel great getting on the board first.
And settles everyone down. All the nerves, all the emotion of this rivalry game. Now everybody can kind of settle in because you know you already got a touchdown on the board.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. This series dates back to 1895. One of the odd things, guys, is historically the visiting teams have had a lot of success.
And these fans don't like each other. Man, you can feel the hate, the hostility. Both programs so talented, recruited at a high level, that these teams have even rematched for a national championship before, Palmer. These two teams are ballers.
And this is a game, too, David, that everybody circles on the calendar at the start of the season. We all know that conference championship, national championship, Heisman Trophy implications are on the line. And the intensity level in this game, it's simply unmatched in college football.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Going to swing it on second down. Finds his man. It's Young. And just a short... pass play, they pick up a few.
Well, you're opponents scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
To the air, it's Russell. Steps away. Lets it fly. Got him downfield. Breaks into the open.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Snap it to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snapped, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Got a man, it's Miller. You want to talk about running behind your pads as he plows his way to the 35.
You know, it's funny. I know running backs oftentimes are afterthoughts when it comes to the passing game, but when you think about it, this guy's been making people miss his entire life taking handoffs. So why wouldn't you try to get him involved in the passing game as well? You just saw in that last play how dangerous he is after the catch.
Defense sets the tone early in this football game. We're still in the first quarter, and this is looking like they're putting a complete game together. Offense scoring, defense scoring. Palmer, they're up 2 touchdowns already.
Yeah, you got to give this coaching staff credit. They have their guys ready to go, and this is what you call firing on all cylinders early in the game.
They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. To the air, it's Russell. Buying some time as he moves left. Going to try to get it himself. The freshman called his own number and kept this drive moving. Alabama pushing the tempo.
This quarterback, man, looks like he's playing angry right now. He did not like that interception he threw the last time out on the field. You could see on the sidelines, guys, he could not wait to get back out there. And that time, it was like he was running mad. I don't even know if he really wanted to throw that ball. He just wanted to take off, scramble, go get the first down.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Wants to go up top on first down. And he'll be out of bounds on what turns out to be the final play of the first quarter. Guys, LSU has the lead here. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. Now to see if they can answer this early blitz here in the second quarter. Back to pass. Oh, they're after him. Bought a little time, lets it go. Caught near the sticks. It's Young. Inside the 15, out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. Alabama comes to the line with 1st and 10. Rushes on him. Got out of trouble and throws. It's complete to the right. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama!
I think that pass play was simply designed just to get him the football in space and let him do the rest. Obviously, they're not throwing that into the end zone, but they feel like they've got guys, especially at the running back position, that if you just give them an opportunity, they can make people miss and score like he did right there.
And that's tough, man. It was drawn up right. It was a good throw. It was right in his hands. You just want your playmaker to make that play and get to the two-point conversion.
We're only in the first half, and I don't think anybody had onside kick in the second quarter on their bingo card. They were trying to catch the opponent off guard, but it didn't work. Now let's find out what this offense can do. You've got to make them pay for gambling like that.
Under fire. Gets rid of it. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble, but couldn't create anything there. They're dealing with a second and long. Takes the handoff. It's Durham. Got enough for the first down and wants more. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Bayou Bengals have been able to put on an aerial circus in recent years. Foundation, a running game.
Yeah, don't forget about the run game. That starts everything, right? Because if you can run it.
He'll take a shot. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play.
Long incompletions are okay. We got to take shots. You got to make big plays in college football. I love that you're taking shots. Keep taking them. Some of those are going to come home. Some of them aren't. But when they come home, they equal big time.
Got enough space. Touchdown, Tiger. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch.
And forget the kick. He's going to throw it.
That's just a mental error. On defense, you got to watch the ball. I understand the quarterback shouting and he's clapping and there's all this crowd noise, but you just got to hone in, watch the football before you come out of your stance.
Quarterback will try to tunnel his way in. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
LSU 20, Alabama 6.
They want to get the ball right back here in the first half. They've got the lead and going for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. Touchdown, Crimson Tide, stealing a score on special teams. Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. You get a return like that, and it can't just be the guy with the ball who's right. Everybody has to do a job, and they did that in brilliant fashion on that one. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. On the move from inside his 5. He goes out of bounds on that return right at the 20-yard line. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. Pulls it in. It's Anderson. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. The Tigers racing to the line in the hurry-up. Unloads it downfield. He's got it for a big play. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on. Quick completion to the right. Off to the races to the right. Touchdown LSU. He found some open space and turned on the Jets. That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out and start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Back to throw, it's Russell. Quarterback strolling away from Heath. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. So now it's 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Trying to make magic with his feet. He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. Making side adjustments here. On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Grab near the marker, it's Miller. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence.
Listen, at this point, the end of the first half, you're trying to generate some points. First downs are the most important thing. So a really good job there converting on that third. I love the decision by the quarterback. You kind of won.
There he goes. Picks up the first down. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown time.
But the one thing you know about this team is they've got a lot of fight in them, and that's a great job responding by the offense on that last drive, capping it off with a really good-looking touchdown run. This is now a one-possession game. We've got a lot of football left to play.
And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. One-score game, still the first half, and they want the ball right back, going for the onside kick. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
And you don't see a lot of these. You don't see a lot of onside kicks earlier in the game, especially in the second quarter. You still feel each other out. You're still getting into the game. You don't want to give away that momentum, but that's exactly what they did by failing on that onside kick.
On the move, it's Durham. This sophomore on the ground, but he continues to make plays.
A lot of times when you think about speed back, speed, you think on the edge. You don't think in between the tackles. You don't think about breaking tackles. They try to break your ankles. The problem is when you're trying to run there as fast as you possibly can, a lot of times you don't.
Fires toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
And this QB's had some success, man, throwing the football to the end zone. Like 3 touchdown passes today. Nice job by the defense responding, right? Don't give up more big plays. Understand he's going to be aggressive and take shots.
Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it. Quite a bit of work to do on 3rd down from the 23, and this D would love to force a field goal try. Looking downfield, it's Nussmeier. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking to the big tight end. Can't complete the long throw, and the defense gets off the field on 4th down.
And the offense stays aggressive. They try to throw the football and just weren't on the same page. It was an incompletion. He could have done a better job, I think, throwing the ball to his receiver and maybe making it where it's more of a 50-50 ball where he can make a play. Defense gets the big stop.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Slings it downfield. Complete to the right. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down. To the air on 1st down. Now sliding to his left. Zips it out to his man. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. This offense plenty happy enough with the result of that play, so they just let the official put that flag back in his pocket and decline the penalty. Looking to throw on first down. He'll try to do it himself. And a nice pickup on the run and gets down to avoid contact. Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Looking to throw on first down. Quickly complete. Oh, he's got some space. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown, Bama!
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
Direct snap. He stopped short on the 2-point conversion attempt. They went right back to the well with the man who scored the touchdown, but he couldn't get it in for the 2. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. We'll see them really hit the speed button on the tempo here in the final minute of the first half. Back to pass, it's Nussmeier. Here comes the heat. Takes a shot as he lets it go. He throws back across his body, and it's picked off. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And I think this offensive coordinator is going to be frustrated with his quarterback. You got the lead. You want to get more points. You want to be aggressive, but you cannot put the ball in harm's way near midfield. Now you've given the defense a chance to now go score points and maybe take the lead in this football game.
Wants to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Horton. All down, but he has enough to move the chains. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They've moved it to the 19. 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on first down. The throw. Makes the grab on the left. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
That's really nice fundamentals by a right-handed quarterback, going to his left, getting the shoulder turned and the hips around, helping him make a very accurate throw.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Firing to the right, complete. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. This crowd knows when to bring it. Dropping back, it's Russell. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. Right through his hands. He had a touchdown and just didn't look the ball in. It'll be 4th down. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. Their hope for a touchdown gone by the boards, but they'll try to put up 3 before going to the locker room. The holder will kneel at the 24, a 34-yarder coming from the right hash. It's good. He's going to hit a string right in the middle of the uprights there. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. Guess that's one way to ensure there's no return as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. The defense calls the timeout, and that's their last one of the half.
Timeout, Alabama.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. These corners going to give these receivers some space. Back to throw, it's Nussmeier. Here's the pressure. Pressure is all over him, and he can't get it off. Down he goes, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. LSU will put foot to leather to start the second half.
Line was telling their coordinator, put this on us. Let us continue to go out there, push these guys around. We can put this game on our back and end this thing by running the ball.
And this is a manhood question for this defense. Like, as a defensive lineman, and you're pounding the rock, like, I got to physically rise to this challenge. This defense has to play more inspired and more physical in the second half.
The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Alabama.
Backed up now, here's second and long. Looking downfield, it's Russell. The short hands, it's Miller. Turning it on! He'll step out of bounds right at the 44. A big-time pickup on that one. From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Looking downfield on first down. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. And with this place rocking, the crowd forces a false start. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Line getting set on second down. Looking to fire. Makes the catch. It's Miller. Still running at the 40. He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. Just a little bit too much juice on that one as the freshman was taking a shot.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
With the catch, it's Williams. At the 20, he's got space. Touchdown, Alabama! And they take it in for 6 more points.
Well, when you've got a quarterback that has this type of ability, there's no question what your strategy is going to be week in, week out, right? They want to throw the football. They want to hurt you with their ability to push it downfield through the air. 3 passing TDs in this one already.
The AT unit on the field. And they kick it through for the extra point, and they have an 8-point lead. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And he finished things off with a 32-yard run to the house. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Makes the grab, it's Brown. Turns it on in midfield. And the big gain, and they've got it on the 46.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Quarterback on the keeper. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. LSU right back to the line. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This QB has been so comfortable all day long. Obviously having a ton of success. You've got to affect him. You've got to put some hits on him, those body blows, so you can make him wear out and physically feel you. This is the first time really getting to him. This defense needed this bad.
On 4th down, they'll throw for it. That's caught. It's Anderson. All the way down to the 27-yard line before they get him out of bounds, and this offense is threatening. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. Power football with the run. And they'll stop him before he gets started. They'll lose yardage on this play.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Back to throw. It's Nussmeier. Looking left. With the catch, it's Brown. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Caught near the sticks. It's Anderson. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is. You saw it right there on that.
Can the D deny them on second and goal? Now on the option. He'll toss it. And that might have been a bad read as the defense just swarms all over the pitch man. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. Wants to throw for it on third and goal. He's going for the goal line. They rode their running back, but he could not make it. It'll be fourth down.
And they're stopping. I don't think this is decision time. You need a touchdown. You've got to put that on the board. So this offense now, they know it's fourth down. It's a big play. What's your favorite play to go to right now?
Down in the final period in a tight game, and they will go for it on fourth and goal. Zings it complete to the right. Touchdown LSU! A great catch and run for 6. He has been surgical. Precision passes. Using the scalpel, the fine instrument, rather than the blunt one.
The defense has had absolutely no answer for it. Just, he's been in down their throats all game long, a step ahead, understanding what he's seeing, and just destroying this defense.
Looking to throw, it's Nussmeier. Into the end zone for the two-point conversion, and we are all tied up here in the fourth. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. Here comes that Alabama offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. That's reeled in. It's Miller. Breaks into the open. All down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
And that's why if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They couldn't draw up a better way to start a drive, and now they've got it 1st and 10 from the 41. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
Wide receiver comes in motion. This is a designed run. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And how about this, D? You think they're locked in and dialed into this quarterback and his ability to run the football? You've seen him make plays throughout this game. They know it. They're seeing it, and they're making sure that guy's not going to beat him.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on third down. Wants to adjust the pattern. And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Back to pass, it's Russell. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
After that incompletion, it's decision time now if you're the head coach. Do you stay aggressive? Do you trust your offense to go get this first down, try and eat the clock and win the game late? Or do you trust your defense to get it back to you quickly for one more opportunity?
Down he goes, and the defense snuffs out this drive with a sack. The offense in a great spot. You don't have to be too aggressive. Just avoid the negative play and close in on field goal range. Give to the back. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
I think the run defense, a lot of times late in the game, you always wonder how well it'll hold up. Nice job on this play by this defense getting in and getting the running back on the ground.
And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And I'm so interested to see how this young man responds, man. Like, he has been really good all game long. Put up some big numbers, but now it's prime time. It's a big moment. Can he step up in this spotlight, make a big drive, make a big play for his team to maybe go win this football game?
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. It's complete on the right side. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
And I think you're seeing these guys in every offense now. These littler guys that they're so quick, it's hard to get a hand on them, run crisp routes. You can throw it short, you can throw it long, but they're just big-time playmakers. You've definitely seen an emphasis shift towards smaller wide receivers with some serious skill.
On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Oh, and it's picked off. This could be huge in a tie game. Looking for more room. He's at the 40. Running inside the 20. And he's going to run it all the way back. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
What a play by this defense. The offense going in to take the lead. No. Flip the script. The big pick six. Now you're leading in this ball game. What a play by the D.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To throw, it's Nussmeier. He's taking a deep shot late in the game.
I love that play call by the offensive coordinator. Your quarterback just threw a pick six. You want to pick him right back up, right? So don't handcuff him. On the very first play of the next drive, let him throw the football to try to reestablish a rhythm and reestablish some confidence. Obviously, that one falls incomplete, but they need to get this guy.
There he goes. Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42, and now this offense is clicking. He knew exactly what they needed there, made the play, and got out of bounds to stop the clock.
And you got to keep this turbo mode on, right? We got to keep going fast. The clock's running down.
He lost it high and deep down the right side. And it's incomplete. Good play downfield by the DB.
Well, the defense finally showing some life there. It's been tough sledding, too, because this offense has been lighting them up through the air, but a nice individual effort that time, forcing the incompletion.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? They'll go with a direct snap. Hard running there.
And this is a huge third down. They need a score to win this game, and they're not getting a ton of yards these last two plays. An incompletion followed by a short gain on a run. You got to be able to pick something here on the third down basket and go to your best player and not overthink this.
And so far today, man, both offenses have been so good. Like, putting up points, being productive. Now in a big moment, man, the defense has a chance to step up. Nice job batting the football down. A couple more opportunities to make some plays and maybe
converts on fourth down, and he's still going. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. Corners are going to bail. Extending the play. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Looking for a man. It's Nussmeier. Fires to the wideout. On target to the left. And he's dragged down. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Unloads to the wideout. Working the middle. Timeout is called. Clock stops. 13 seconds to go in the game.
And they've trusted him to throw the football all game. I expect nothing to change whatsoever. They're going to put it on his back, or his arm, I guess you could say, and let him throw this team to victory. It's a close game, tight game. I'm rolling with my best player.
Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. To the air on first down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good hands there by the defense on that shot to the end zone.
And I love the personnel group that the defense is in right now. With the lead late in a 2-minute situation, you're seeing extra DBs on the field. You know the offense is going to try and throw the football. So faster guys, good job that time getting to the ball, knocking it away, forcing the incompletion. You stay in this personnel grouping if you're on defense.
Second down, they'll go to the air. On the run, still looking. Unleashes one. The pass is incomplete, and there are 2 ticks remaining on the clock.
This really has been a masterclass by the quarterback with decision-making, right? We've already seen him throw multiple touchdown passes in the game. He's understood when to take his shots and when to throw it away when things aren't there, like on that last play.
They were on the move, but 2 straight incompletions have them staring at 3rd and 10. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go.
Timeout, Alabama.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. Wants to throw. It's Nussmeier. Here's a heat. Ball is incomplete. Falls to the turf, and that's going to do it. And it went right down to the final play. There's a long and storied history of great games between these 2 rivals, and this chapter adds another to that legacy.
Really impressed by the poise by the winning team as well here. They weren't overhyped in this game. They came out, they looked prepared, they were calm, definitely confident. David, they were able to go out and execute well enough to get this win.
And it's hard in these rivalry games with all the emotions running so deep. Like, you sometimes get overzealous. Sometimes you get too many penalties. It's hard to rein in your emotions, but they did. They kept it in check, and now bragging rights for a whole year.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.